my child Heaven, is beckoning you right now. So pay close attention to what I have to say. Furthermore, you cannot afford to ignore this call, since it is neither weak or accidental. Long before you saw this message, it was a call that reverberated throughout your existence. This moment was woven into the fabric of time, inscribed into your story, and placed by my hand with an accuracy you are still unable to understand. Because you scrolled at the appropriate moment, you are not here. It is not an accident that you are here. You are here because I, Jesus, put this message in your path as a divine appointment, a holy interruption, and an indication that the time of year you have been imprisoned in is at last changing. Heaven is beckoning you now, my darling, and you must not turn away. You will miss what I sent from heaven, especially for you, if you ignore this moment, turn away, scroll past, or quiet what your spirit is finally starting to recognize. I have seen you go through times when your heart was heavy, your mind was racing, and you questioned whether I still noticed you, heard you, or cared about the struggles you were unable to talk about. Every tear you concealed from the world was visible to me. I heard every question you didn't say. Areas of your thoughts, fear, uncertainty, loneliness, and evenings when you whispered, Lord, do you still remember me? I tracked every step you took, and yes, my child, I did remember. When you believed you had been forgotten, I recalled you. When you thought I was far away, I kept close. When you thought no one was standing up for you, I protected you. Even when you felt your heart cracking, I kept it safe. And now, because something, music in your spirit, has reached the point where it can no longer be silent, I am summoning you at this precise moment, this sacred, hand-selected moment. No longer remain sleeping. No longer remain concealed beneath the weight of all you've gone through. You are being called by heaven, and it is not a soft call. It's critical. It's urgent. I don't want you to miss what is happening in the spiritual realm, which is why it is ringing for you. There are messages that come as warnings, and there are messages that arrive as consolation. But this one is a summons, an invitation from heaven to begin the next phase of your development. Don't convince yourself that this is just another instance, message, or voice in the background. No, this is me, my dear. Jesus is this person. This is your rescuer, addressing you by name, reaching out to you urgently, and speaking into the depths of your heart. Because I know how close you are to entering something bigger than anything you have ever experienced. Your heart might be shaking at the moment. You might feel a stirring that you haven't experienced in a while. You can experience a pull, a weight, a warmth, or an abrupt realization that something sacred is taking place. I'm there. That's my voice speaking to your soul. That's heaven getting closer to you. Do you believe it is coincidental that you are receiving these words at this hour, following after the days you sobbed, the nights you struggled, and the times you questioned your value, your destiny, and my plan for you? Nothing about this is random, my child. With divine purpose, I set up this meeting. Every moment that led you to this moment was planned by me. To make sure you could hear heaven's summons, I synchronized time, situation, emotion, and even the location of your heart. This message serves as a gateway. I'll tell you things you weren't prepared to hear before if you persevere through it. Stay with me, and let these words to really affect you. I'll explain the causes of your delays, the significance of your struggles, and the reason behind the injuries you believed would never get better. I'll relieve you of the burdens you've been carrying on your own for far too long. I'll let your spirit see what I've been secretly arranging for you. However, you will pass something that heaven has created just for you if you turn away now, disregard this call, or determine that this moment is not worth your attention. The direction, the healing, the breakthrough, the clarity, and the divine response I sent through these words will be missed. I'm calling you because you've reached the pivotal moment of a season, my dear kid. You've come to the brink of something new. You've reached the point when the past can no longer hold you, and old wounds can heal. To loosen where the weight that has trailed you starts to drop. However, without your awareness, openness, and readiness to listen, this cannot take place. My voice is urgent because of this. I put these words in your way because of this. You can no longer stay where you are, which is why heaven is calling you loudly, clearly, and relentlessly. You have too much waiting inside of you. There are too many people calling you forward. I have too much planned for your upcoming chapter. Let these words penetrate your soul, my child. You are currently being called by heaven. Not the following day, not in the future, not when you're ready. Right now. The hour is now. Now is the time. This is the heavenly invitation that contains the burden of fate. I didn't give anyone else a call. I gave you a call. This message was not sent for another soul. I'll send it to you. I didn't answer this heavenly summons over someone who was more flawless, well-groomed, pious, and self-assured. I rang it for the person who feels unworthy, weary, neglected, little, and in need of this message more than they realize. You, my darling child. So pay attention. Don't leave today. You will miss everything heaven has in store for you if you disregard this summons. However, if you remain with me to the very end, I will demonstrate to you that right now, very now, is the start of all that you have prayed for. Type Amen. If Jesus has all the answers to your problems, then He is the answer to all of my needs. I am calling you directly, personally, and purposefully, with a voice that has reverberated across eternity to reach you at this precise time. So, my child, open your heart completely now. This is not a weak, far off, or ambiguous appeal from heaven. Even now, it is echoing in parts of your spirit that you haven't addressed in a while. Your soul knows it, even if you can't hear it with your ears. Your soul is aware of it. Your heart senses it. Something is awakening inside of you that you are unable to describe. With words of earth, I'm the one stirring. I am that pull. My call is resonating deep within you, as evidenced by the abrupt silence that surrounds you, the soft weight that settles in your chest, and the feeling that something is occurring right now. My child, do not disregard the sound of heaven when it reaches for you, for this is not just a message. Your life is being summoned by God. You can convince yourself that you happened upon this message by accident, but I tell you the truth. This is not a chance. In my realm, there are no accidents. With the God who purposefully created galaxies and gave you life, there is no coincidence. Act not reduce this sacred occasion to a digital mishap or an algorithm. Don't think that you are here by coincidence. I purposefully put this message in front of you. Long before you entered this moment, I had planned it. I synchronized events, breaths, thoughts, time rhythms, and invisible spiritual movements to ensure that you would be in this moment and have an open heart to hear my call. Even in the times when you felt lost, forgotten, or invisible, I have been following you, waiting for you, keeping an eye on you, guarding you, and getting you ready. Even when you stopped approaching me, I continued to move in your direction. I'm calling you, my child, since your soul is at last prepared to hear me once more. There were times when I wanted to reach out to you, but there was too much commotion around you. Sometimes I murmured to you, but your heart was too hurt to hear me. Sometimes I got close, but the sound of my presence was muffled by your weeping. Don't feel guilty. You were never at fault. I never looked away from you. Rather, I waited with eternal patience, knowing that one day your soul would soften once more, when your soul would reopen, when your heart aches so much that you hear my call as a lifeline rather than a notion or a possibility. This is the day. Your heart is in harmony with heaven for the first time in a long time, which makes this moment sacred. I've seen you weather storms that ought to have shattered you. On days when you were at your weakest, I have witnessed you rise. I've tallied all of your internal screams that no one else heard, as well as all of your sighs, tears, and hushed prayers. I saw you bear weights that felt too big for your shoulders, suffer struggles you did not comprehend, and push through agony you never expressed. When you were about to give up, I noticed you. When you doubted your mission, I saw you. When you were wondering if I still had a plan for you, I noticed you. Additionally, you had no idea how close I was to you during those times, child. I wasn't far away. I didn't keep quiet. I wasn't uninterested. I was lovingly observing you, anticipating the day when your soul would rise once more to respond to the call that has been echoing throughout your existence since the day of your birth. Around you, something is taking place in the invisible world. Your spirit has already sensed it, even though you cannot see it with your own eyes. There has been a change in the atmosphere surrounding you. It feels different, not heavier, but strange, the weight you've carried. The ideas you've been thinking about lately are not typical. The unexpected moments when your heart softens, the intense emotional outbursts, and the rising longing. The feeling that something is shifting in you without warning is not arbitrary. My child, please like and subscribe.